Hello students, this class is for class 8 and we are discussing about the chapter atomic structure. So today we are starting from the discovery of nucleus. So I have given the idea of plum pudding model by J.J. Thomson, and Thomson explained that the mass of the atom is uniformly distributed the whole atom is a uniformly distributed positively charged sphere, but these are actually not true, and this was proven by Rutherford's experiment. So the first is Rutherford's experiment. So in Rutherford's experiment, he took a gold foil and a gold foil was taken and a ray of alpha particles. These are some alpha particles. Ray of alpha particles. Ray of alpha particles are fallen over that gold foil. Okay, these are the experiment by Rutherford. He took a gold foil and the ray of alpha particles or beam of alpha particles are fallen over that gold foil. So in that case, what were the observations? The observations was that most of the alpha particles are passing in a straight line. Most of the alpha particles are passing in a straight line. Some of the alpha particles are deflecting from their original path, and very few alpha particles are deflecting just in opposite direction, that is at an angle of 180 degree. So the observations are like this. Some particles are just like going in a straight line like this. These are the maximum alpha rays. Maximum alpha particles are going in a straight line. Few alpha particles, some of the particles are deflecting like this in a small angle. Their original path is straight line, but some alpha particles are deflecting from their original path, and very small amount, very few alpha particles are deflecting just in opposite direction. They are going like this and returning like this. Just 180 degree, that is total deflection, 180 degree deflection. These are very few, and the particles that are deflecting from their original path like this, these are also small, and majority of alpha particles are going in a straight line. So these are the observations of Rutherford's experiment when a beam of or ray of alpha particles are fallen over a gold foil, and these were the three observations. So by these observations, Rutherford draw some postulates regarding the structure of atom. So what are the postulates of Rutherford's atomic model? Based upon this gold foil experiment, Rutherford draw some postulates of atomic model. So Rutherford's atomic model. Rutherford's atomic model. In the experiment, as most of the alpha particles are going in a straight line, that represents that they are not striking anything. They are going in a straight line means actually they are not facing any barrier. That means most of the spaces inside the atom is vacant. Most of the spaces are empty, and hence most of the alpha particles are not facing any barrier, and hence they are passing in a straight line. So we can say as most of the alpha particles are passing in a straight line, as most of the alpha particles are passing in a straight line, most of the spaces within the atom, or you can say the atom contains a large empty space. Most of the spaces within the atom is empty or vacant, or you can say that atoms contains a large empty space. Due to the presence of empty space, most of the alpha particles are passing in a straight line in the Goldfire experiment. Now, why few particles? Why some of the particles are deflecting from their original path? As some particles are deflecting from their original path, that means you know that alpha particles are positively charged. I am writing alpha particles are positively charged. Alpha particles are positively charged. So they are positively charged, and alpha particles are generally represented as 2He4, helium. 2He4, He for helium, the noble gas. Helium is actually the alpha particles, and these helium atoms are positively charged. The positively charged helium atoms are known as alpha particles. So some of the alpha particles are deflecting from their original path. So as they are positively charged, that means they are facing some barrier in their path for whose charge will be also positively charged. Suppose the alpha particles are going in a straight line, and they are facing something that is also positively charged. Then there will be positive repulsion, and hence they are deflecting from their original path. So alpha particles are going in a straight line like this. They are facing something in between their path, in middle of their path. They are facing something that is also positively charged. Suppose that means alpha particles being positively charged, there will be positive repulsion, and due to this repulsion they will be deflected from their original path like this, due to this positive repulsion. That means atoms contains within atom there contains some positively charged thing, and due to striking that positively charged thing within the atom, alpha particles are deflecting. Some of the alpha particles are deflecting from their original path. So what is that positively charged thing within that atom? And that is the nucleus. So we can say there is a positively charged mass at the center of the atom known as nucleus. There is a positively charged mass there is a positively charged mass at the center of atom known as nucleus. So you can see that most of the spaces are empty within the atom, and there exists a positively charged mass, that is a nucleus, and due to the presence of nucleus, alpha particles strike that nucleus and they are deflected from their original path. So we can say that the size of the nucleus is very small. That's why many spaces are vacant within the atom. The size of the nucleus is very small. That's why many spaces are empty within the atom, and due to this very small size of nucleus, few particles can strike that nucleus. As the size of the nucleus is very small, few particles can strike the nucleus that are deflecting from their original path. So second, we can say the size of the nucleus is very small. The size of the nucleus is very small. Okay. So three postulates of Rutherford's atomic model. One is atom contains some positively charged charge nucleus at the center of the mass, many spaces are empty within the atom, and the size of the nucleus is obviously very small. That's why few particles are can deflect back from their original path. And fourth, the electrical neutrality of the Rutherford's atomic model, and Rutherford also explained that the number of protons and the number of electrons within the atom is numerically equal. The number of electrons and number of protons are equal, and that's why the whole atom is electrically neutral. So the fourth point we can write, number of protons equal to number of electrons. Now you know that electrons exist outside the, Rutherford told that electrons exist outside the nucleus. Electrons exist outside the nucleus and protons exist inside the nucleus. That's why the nucleus is positively charged inside the nucleus. So in the Rutherford's experiment, the alpha particles are deflecting by striking the nucleus, as the nucleus is positively charged. But why the nucleus is positively charged? Because within the nucleus there exist protons. Within nucleus there exist protons, and as protons are positively charged, so the nucleus is also positively charged. That's why the alpha particles are deflecting, and the electrons are residing outside the nucleus, But the number of protons within the nucleus and the number of electrons outside the nucleus are numerically equal. As they are numerically equal, so the whole atom is electrically neutral. Atom is electrically neutral. So see, the Thomson said in the plum pudding model that is mass is uniformly distributed, but that is not true. Mass lies within the nucleus of the atom. Second is, Thomson also explained that the whole atom is a positively charged sphere, uniformly distributed positively charged sphere, but that is also not true. Actually, positively charged protons lies within the nucleus, that is the central part of the atom. A fixed region is there for the positively charged protons, and electrons are circulating in a circular path outside the nucleus. That is the actual structure. So the whole atom is not positively charged. So these are some Rutherford's atomic model postulates, but Rutherford failed in a particular area, that is, he failed to explain the stability of atom. He said that the electrons are revolving in a circular path outside the nucleus. So fifth, we can write fifth point we can write that electrons are revolving in a circular path outside the nucleus. Electrons are revolving in a circular path outside the nucleus. But electron is a charged particle, negatively charged particle, and when, according to the theory, whenever any charged particle is in motion, it continuously emits its energy. When a charged particle is in motion, it continuously emits its energy. That is, it loses its energy. So if suppose this is nucleus and an electron is rotating in this orbit, so it is charged particles, negatively charged, and it is rotating. So it is continuously losing its energy. When it is losing its energy, the path becomes smaller, like this. After some time, it also loses its energy again, and the path becomes smaller. With the loss of energy, the radius of this circular path becomes smaller. So like this, in a by the circular path is closing towards the nucleus. Whenever the charged particles is rotating in a circular orbit, it is losing its energy, emitting energy, and therefore the circular path radius is decreasing, and after some time it is closing, it becomes very much close to the nucleus. So we can say that when a charged electron is rotating around the nucleus, it is going towards the nucleus in a spiral path and falling over the nucleus like this. Due to the emission of energy, the radius of the circular path is continuously decreasing and approaching towards the nucleus. So we can think that the electron is continuously approaching towards the nucleus in a spiral path and falling over the nucleus. That means Rutherford failed to explain the stability of atomic model. He explained the whole structure of the atom, but actually failed to explain the stability of the atom. And the stability of the atom was explained by Bohr. So, stability, we can say, this is the drawbacks of Rutherford's atomic model. That is, he failed to explain the stability of atom, as the electron being negatively charged or charged particle, it continuously emits energy and falls over the nucleus in a spiral path. So, stability explained by Bohr. Stability of atom was explained by Bohr. So Bohr explained that when an electron rotates around the nucleus, it neither gains energy nor loses energy until some external force is applied. So the statement of Bohr was, when electron revolves around the nucleus, when electron revolves around the nucleus, it neither loses nor gains energy until some external force is applied. Until some external force is applied. So it loses or gains energy only when the external force is applied. So what is the basis of stability of atom? So whenever anything revolves in a circular orbit, there exists two forces. One is centrifugal force, that is acting outside. A charged particle, negative electron, when rotating in a circular orbit, there is a force acting outside, and that is known as centrifugal force. Centrifugal force. And you know that it is acting outside, and here exists positively charged nucleus. So positively charged nucleus will definitely attract the negatively charged electron. So there is some attractive force, electrostatic attractive force between positively charged nucleus and electron. So this force is acting like this. So the attraction between nucleus and the electron is acting towards the nucleus, and the centrifugal force is acting outside. So these two forces are acting in opposite direction and are numerically equal, thus making the whole atom structurally stable. Okay. So the Rutherford failed to explain the stability. So Bohr explained that when electron revolves around the nucleus, it neither loses nor gains energy. It only loses or gains energy when some external force is applied. And what is the stability reason? Because when anything rotates around in a circular orbit, there exists a centrifugal force outside the nucleus, and the positively charged nucleus and the negatively charged electron, there is some electrostatic attractive force, and that is acting towards the nucleus. These two forces are acting in opposite direction and are numerically equal. So thus making the atom structurally very stable. So next In the next class, we will start from the modern atomic model. We are coming to the modern atomic model and we will start from valency.